What's good, y'all? What's good? Had to move to the car. You know what I'm saying? Because technical difficulties um, have arised. You know what I'm saying? Got to bounce back from them. We're gonna get prissy in here. Like I said, technical difficulties, man. Sometimes it happens in, you know what I'm saying, the line of work that I do, especially over on live and stuff like that, man. It has you about to go ahead and pull the last of your hair out. So like I said, I sent her over the invite, and we just waiting for her to come on in here. Okay, she says that she is here.
About time.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just a little bit. I don't know why you're not connected to my headset, but I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know. My screen has frozen up some way somehow, and it's the most annoying thing ever. This is like very unprofessional. You can hear me though, right?
I can definitely hear you.
Mm.
Can you see? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I surely can hear you.
Awesome.
We're here today. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, say man, it's your boy Hustle, man. We're here. You know what I'm saying? Gather here today with Miss. Who do I have with me today, man?
It's Priest of the Truth, none other than me. How y'all doing out there?
Yes, ma'am. All the way from Memphis, Tennessee, man. You
M
know what I'm
Town in
saying?
the building.
I've been watching your work for a while now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to say right off the bat, ma'am, I love your voice and the way that you
Oh,
are. You know what I'm saying, on your songs. Can you give
thank
us a
you.
can you give us a little bit of a background about yourself, if you don't mind me saying so?
Well, yeah, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Born and raised. I've been doing music since I was about 3 years old. Of course, everybody background starts in church. Of course,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
where my background, come from. Growing up in church, singing in the choir, things of that nature. And then when I got about 13, I started really writing my own music. I was already writing poetry, but music was like my thing, and I would sing. I would sing anything. We'll be looking at TV. I be, singing over the radio or the songs that come on TV and things of that nature. So I've been doing music for a very long time. It's just a part of me. And so, it always stuck. I wanted to be a lawyer, but the music was always my first love. So here we
Yes,
are.
yes, ma'am. Music was your first love, you know what I'm saying? So like take it back to where, you know what I'm saying, you started constructing your, you know what I'm saying, your lyrics, you know what I'm saying, your way of sound, as they say.
I always thought I had like a different sound. I never really thought that I guess you could say sounded like anybody. I didn't really mimic other artists.
Hmm.
And I was like an old field person. Like I like old music, like your Gladys Knights, your Shaka Khan, things of that nature. So my sound never really came like theirs. It was always me finding my own voice. When I found me, I think I was like maybe 13. Just off my own sound, and I just kind of rolled with what I had. And like nobody always told me I sound like anybody else. Like I never got, oh, you sound like this person, or you sound like that person. I've always just kind of had my own thing, and it just stuck.
Yes, ma'am. I can say one woman I can pull away from is like Anita Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wow.
you have that range of knowing that, you know what I'm saying, you can tell a story because that's what she done. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I think people say the art of R&B is dead, but you know what I'm saying, we haven't looked in the cracks and the crevices and down these alleys and hallways for these singers like they used to back in the day. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I see that you are on stage, you know what I'm saying, with your music and stuff like that. And that's big, you know what I'm saying? Because some people that they don't know about can be in the next city over. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
We're just used to the internet. So can you tell me a little bit about your stage presence, how that is? You know what I'm saying? You got comfortable being on stage.
Well, I'm one a very confident person, so whenever I step out, I represent me. You know, not just the name, but who I am as a person. I go by Prissy the Truth, of course. That's my name. You know what I'm saying? And so whenever I step out, I always represent myself as who I am. Um, Confidence. Every time you walk in a room, I've always walked in with confidence, and being on stage is my comfort place. So I don't get nervous or, body just be bro. I really, get on stage and I guess I light up in a whole nother way because that's my ground. Music take me to another level, another place.
Hmm.
So being on stage is just automatically, you're gonna get what you get. you know.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that music takes people to another place because you can see a person that's quiet, you know what I'm saying, and then once they get into their mode, they can take over a whole room. And like just
hmm
listening to some of your, I would say, you know what I'm saying, your club bangers, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna get into your album next, because that right there, I played it from front to back all the way to Aberdeen. You know what I'm saying.
Oh wow.
It's just something about it. You know what I'm saying. You got that
Thank you.
melodious voice, but tell me one, you know what I'm saying, band that gets your voice every time. You know what I'm saying? What set gets you every time where you can hear the levels and the ranges of what you're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, where is that at in Memphis?
So, I'm I'm guessing that you're asking me is like basically, when I'm what band gets me.
Yeah,
Is that what
like
you
every
asking
time.
me?
Yes, ma'am. What band gets you every time? You know,
Um,
because there's certain bands and people got messed up mics. You know what I'm saying? It's a because I see that you're not in, you know what I'm saying, just a club setting. You know what I'm saying? You're in that big, you know, arena, not arena, but you're in a town hall setting sometimes.
well, so I sing on Bill Street. And I
Mm.
also host every Thursday night, which is a live open mic where there's a live band. Shout out to Derek Game. I always
Okay,
shout
there we
him
go.
out because he's somebody who he played keys for me, and he's basically like my MD, and he is amazing at what he does. And so he always makes sure that every time that I'm singing, he follow everywhere I go. Uh, and because of him, a lot of times, I think before I started singing with live bands, I like to, I mean, it's my own critique. I would feel like I was a bit pitchy for myself. But
Mhm.
since singing with a live band, every Thursday night is pretty much pretty lit with them. It's always a vibe.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Now, I do sing with bands downtown as well, downtown Memphis, at the Blues Hall and King Palace, sometimes the Tap Room, just those different places. And the band that's down there, they're pretty good. They're awesome. However, I'm gonna have to go with my K3 band.
K3 band. All right.
Yeah,
Hey, look, shout out to K3 band, man. They get you every time. You know what I'm
every
saying?
time. Yeah.
You need your quarterback in there, so you know what I'm saying, so you can go ahead and go to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
But that is a great thing to have a band that you can go to and be like, hey, just kick it. And that's what they used to do back in the old, you know what I'm saying, the old days. You know what I'm saying? Go around
hmm
finding, you know what I'm saying, guitar players, going around to find trombone players, somebody that's on the drums, you know what I'm saying, to get that sound right because you need somebody to pack out the house. Now, how many people have you sung in front of, you know what I'm saying, this year or the previous years?
Oh, I've sung in front of a lot of people. I've done big stages. I've done small stages. I've done, your family backyard. things of that nature. But this year alone, I will say, I believe Bill Street gave me one of my biggest audience, because I
Mm,
get a chance to see people from everywhere: London, Paris, France, the Netherlands, Australia. They come from different places, and they don't know me from a can of paint, and they, want my autograph before they leave. I keep the spot packed. They don't just up and leave or walk away. They're,
yes, ma'am.
they in. Then they even pay a little bit extra to stay a little bit longer, things of that nature. So I'll say that, they gave me a bigger platform, singing down on Beale Street for sure.
Hmm.
Um, but then it just depends on what's setting, because Priest of the Truth as an artist herself, when I do have events, they're pretty packed out, and things of that nature. There are people that do come and support, and I appreciate that too. So
Yes, ma'am. Hey, look, it's all about support, you know what I'm saying, from anywhere. Like I say, like I tell people back at
definitely,
home, man, you got to get outside your own city, you know what I'm saying? And I know if somebody offered you a ticket to come over there and sing in the opera or either, you know what I'm saying, on one of their stages, you know, it'll be a dope time to go ahead and spread your wings into what you're doing, you know what I mean? it's not
definitely.
it's not it's not every day that we get these, you know what I'm saying, chances to do so. And you do that in just in your town, but you know people that you can network with. Tell me how big networking to you is.
Networking is big. You have to network, especially in this industry. If you want to make the moves that you're trying to make, you got to connect with the people who are doing it.
Mhm.
That's another thing. You get a lot of people who are stagnant, who not really doing it. They only in the same spots as everybody else. But you have to think bigger, broader. Step out to people who are actually in the rooms with bigger people. And I feel like networking is net worth. So
Mm.
that's how I feel we determine our worth, is by the people who that we network in. And I've also witnessed where my name is in rooms that I haven't even stepped in. And I'm like, whoa, like my name was mentioned in that, and I wasn't even there. So that's always an honor as well. So, but networking is very important, and it's always about connecting with the right individuals. Every time. You want to keep your name alive. So, network is definitely network.
That is a great thing too. That's what I'm learning this year is to get out of this shell that I'm in and actually, network with people that are doing the same thing or asking people for, you know what I'm saying, for interviews. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's the one thing that I'm learning. And once you ask for these interviews, either people send people your way or, they watch the interview. Oh, excuse
Yeah,
me.
I see you. I see
Yes,
you
ma'am.
connecting with the mayor. I see you connecting with your community, which is really good.
Yes,
Keep
ma'am.
doing that for sure.
So my big plan is to come out there in Memphis and, you know what I'm saying, connect with you or, come out there and network to get to know, you know what I'm saying, the Memphis area because there's so many artists out there that
I
people
encourage it.
don't know about, and I want to go ahead and reach these people because you get on these bigger platforms, yes, it's cool, you know what I'm saying, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying, the smaller platforms are a little bit more powerful because people do watch them, you know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying. So getting into these rooms and understanding that these people need, not just, what I'm saying, the upper hand or where they can spend their money at, but you know what I'm saying, get a good quality conversation.
That's for real.
You know,
Yes.
so let me ask you this. You know what I'm saying? What kind of music do you make? You know what I'm saying? What's your style? What would you call
So I got my own type of style.
it?
I know people like to say R&B, but I like to call it vibe and B. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really what it is. It's a vibe.
Right.
Everything I do is come from life experiences. I think I like to give music that we all can relate to. Like it's not just one form of me; it's everybody. You can relate as a man, a woman can relate. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. I don't just feel like I make music just for the women. or just for me. I make music for all of us, and it's a vibe every time. I'm gonna do a little bit of everything. I'm gonna give you a little bit of what I feel like a man should be doing. I'm gonna give you a little bit of what I feel like a woman should be doing. That's just kind of how I put myself out there. I write off life experiences. You know,
Oh yeah. That
yeah.
right there, as I listened to the whole album, like, you know what I'm saying, I kind of put myself in you know what I'm saying, in the room, you know what I'm saying, like I was in the relationship type thing.
Mhm.
I'm that type of person to go ahead and feel that type of music because I'm like, dang, you know what I'm saying? She gave you so many chances on this song, you know what I'm saying? And then she broke it down where she's in, you know what I'm saying, Llama, you know what I'm saying? One of my favorite songs and stuff like that. Hey, streaming on all platforms and stuff like that.
Everywhere.
Y'all
Y'all
need to
make
go
sure
ahead
y'all
and check
go
it
get
out.
that llama.
But
It's on our platforms.
you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homie in here, you know what I'm saying, Jamila Rayborn, you know what I'm saying?
Big
She
Woe. It's my
she
sister.
hooked this interview up, you know what I'm saying? Because I said,
She
Big Whoa,
did.
I like, you know what I'm saying, the way that your homie sounds. You know what I'm saying? Y'all two are two of the dopest R&B singers that I know as of right now.
Oh,
You know
thank
what I'm
you.
saying? So it's not just, oh, you know what I'm
Big
saying? He's
Woe
saying,
Code.
you know what I'm
That's
saying?
my girl.
He's saying this, you know what I'm saying?
Face ass.
Lum headed. But it's just knowing, you know what I'm saying, what the jobs that y'all do, the crafts, how y'all, you know what I'm saying, are in here, how y'all can be so vulnerable to, you know what I'm saying, just put yourself out there on wax, you know what I'm saying, for people to hear, you know. And give me a little bit of the rundown of the Prissy Volume 1 album. You know what I'm saying? What was the gist behind that? Like you said, life experiences, but it was a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? I want to get higher, you know what I'm saying, with you, you know what I'm saying, so you can, you know, tell us a little bit about what Prissy the Truth was going through with that album. Have you, okay, let me say this. Have you released from, you know what I'm saying, what you put out on the album? Have you let that go?
Yeah, I've healed. I healed for sure. Definitely healed. So my album, it starts off a list. I'm just gonna kind of take you through a little bit of pattern. Not gonna be lengthy or whatever. However, um, it was supposed to start off with this song called Battleground, but um, I waited a late to put the Battleground release on there. So, it went from me having millionaire dreams. Um, I wrote that song in the midst of me going through a divorce, because I felt like I was about to be a single mother, which I am now. Going through so many things, I felt like he wasn't on the same level as me. I had dreams of being a millionaire, and I felt like he was against what I wanted. And a lot of times people get in music, they want fame, they don't want wealth. I want wealth. And, so I felt like, okay, well, here's what I want to do. And I felt like our goals didn't align. You know, he couldn't see my vision. And instead of him seeing my vision, I felt like he took another walk. So, from there, I also let him know I didn't have any cruel intentions. You know, no matter what I choose to do,
Can you give us a little, you know what I'm saying, a little something? I ain't got no, just give us a little, because I've been waiting to hear this, you know what I'm saying, all day. You know what I'm saying? Like the melody, the flow to that thing, because like in that song, like I'm not saying I'm not, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going ahead and say that I'm, you know what I'm saying, fanning right now, but I am, you know what I'm saying? So just, just a little bit for the people so they can know, you know what I'm saying, it's real. You know what I'm saying?
I
Not-
ain't got no cruel intentions, no cruel intentions. I ain't got no cruel intentions, no cruel intentions. But that heartbreak could be too relentless, harsh and inflexible. But did I mention that I ain't got no cruel intentions? I said I ain't got no cruel intentions, but that heartbreak could be too relentless. And I ain't got no cruel intentions. That ain't my mission.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. Hey, my night's going well, y'all. I don't know about y'all's, but I'm just saying. You know, when somebody sing to me, it sits to, what I'm saying, it sits on me and it takes me to another place. But you know what I'm saying? It is
Oh,
it is good to know that, for the fact that a woman can go ahead and dig deep inside of herself and find that comfortable space to share her story, what I'm saying, with other people, that is, what I'm saying, something great to do.
right.
And a lot of people don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Of course not. But a lot of times when people break up and they go through something bad, they're too busy bashing and ready to throw in the towel in their personal life and drag them through the mud. But the thing about no cruel intentions is I don't have no cruel intentions for you. I'm not finna play the games that you play. I'm not finna give you what you want me to give you. That's basically what that means. I'm not gonna
mhm.
give you the stuff that you want. You want me to sit here and play the same game that you playing. You want me to do the same thing that you doing. But why I'm gonna do all that and not get the satisfaction from that? You know?
Yeah,
So here's the thing. I'm just gonna boss up. I'm gonna go get my money. I want you to be well. I'm gonna eat at my table, but you can't eat with me. You gotta
mm,
go eat somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? If you chose out there to go eat, then go eat outside. You can't eat in the inside no more. I wish you well. I want you to be stable, but you can't eat with me.
yes, ma'am.
You
Man,
know? So
it,
that's what no cruel intentions is about. You know what I'm saying? Do well. I don't care what you do at this point. I'm totally healed from you. I don't care how you do it, when you do it, whatever. But I ain't got no cruel intentions. I wish you well. You just know that when I get my money, you can't eat with me.
oh yes, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? I understand that and I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You stand on business as you should. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
I don't need no, what I'm saying, sob story. I don't need, what I'm saying, oh, I did this because I was feeling like this. A conversation can heal all wounds, you know what I'm saying, before they
Definitely.
start. You know what I'm saying? Every time. So it's not just how you do it, you know what I'm saying, is, what I'm saying, what you do, what I'm saying, towards that person, you know what I mean? And I'm learning that, what I'm saying, to not get angry, not to do anything of the sort, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of like, what I'm saying, back up a little bit,
Right.
what I'm saying, and let that person know, like, oh, what I'm saying, he kind of disappeared on me, but I didn't disappear on you. You know what I'm saying? It's just time to come into this space and let's have this asking questions thing and see where you at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If it's not where, what I'm saying, my liking or your liking is, let's come to a common ground instead of throwing it, you know what I'm saying, dragging it through the mud, or, what I'm saying, making each other look bad, you know what I'm saying? Because that's
But
not what it is,
oftentimes that's what we do. That's how we
you
get
know.
so many domestic disputes. That's how many people these days, that's how they die. They
Hmm.
can't handle their emotions. And I want to say this because I said people can't handle their emotions. We have to learn emotional intelligence. When we learn emotional intelligence, that's when we can really conquer some things, especially like when we're in relationships and dealing with people. Because we can manage those relationships if we learn some emotional intelligence.
Yeah. That
Oftentimes, people don't know emotional intelligence, so when they stuck in their emotions, they do everything that they feel out of emotions. They hurt you out of their emotions. They do things to, harm you out of emotion. They beat you out of emotion.
mm,
You know, um, but once you learn emotional intelligence and notice that if you walk away from something and you're able to still face the same person that did you wrong, and you could just know in the back of their head, in their mind, that you probably gonna do something to them one day. But because you mastered the emotional intelligence with yourself, you got self control. You can handle their actions, and you could be in the same room with them and never say a word to them, and still be good.
that's the yeah, that I mean, that's not the cold part of it, but that's just in the back of your mind as a man. You're like, I really did mess something up. You know what I'm saying? With me,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna say it, um it was really people that came there for me, and I didn't know how to accept, what I'm saying, things that came for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I always held on to what the past was, you know what I'm saying? And I messed up my shot with a, what I'm saying, with a person, just being honest. And I wouldn't say not really caring about their feelings, but you know what I'm saying, it was just like, just because the speed that I was going at, they wasn't going at it the same. You know what I mean? And I didn't really understand that. So that's where I kind of like stepped back and just, what I'm saying, evaluated myself and looked
Mhm.
at and looked at it for what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you're being truthful about yourself, so that's what I'm doing as well. As a man, I sat there and really didn't look at their feelings like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like it tore us apart at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? To sit there and really have that conversation. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of yelling, but it was certain parts that we got, you know what I'm saying, got out of, but you know what I'm saying, there was certain parts that we was still stuck in,
Right.
because it was like we didn't know how to, or I didn't know how to let go of, what I'm saying, what she was saying. But like you said, you just have to see it for what it is, let it ride, and if it comes back around, then you can banish that relationship with the conversation. You know what I
But you
mean?
said something though. You said you held on to the past. And in one of my songs, I tell you, it's hard to move forward when the past won't stay the past. You can't dwell there.
Yeah.
The past is gone. You can't go back and recreate it. You can't fix it. You can't do none of that. All you can do is change your narrative for the next day,
Mm.
moving forward. You get
Yes,
what I'm
ma'am.
saying? It's hard to move forward when you won't let the past stay. And a lot of times that's what people live. Oh, you did this to me. Oh, you did that to me. But then you stayed. Well, if you're gonna stay, then you gotta let that part go. Cause if you ain't gonna let that part go, then how you gonna move forward? Cause you still stuck back there, you know? And so oftentimes we don't pay attention to that because we so used to what we used to do. Oh well, I used to do this. I used to, I think that's a conversation I hate to have with people. Like, I used to get so much money back in the day. Used to. What happened to right now? What are you doing now? You know what I'm saying? And we get stuck in the past on what we used to have. I know that I can't go back and go get it. I know that it's back there somewhere. I can't go back there, go grab and take out the pieces and fix what I could have fixed then. But I know that I can prepare for tomorrow and make sure
Yeah.
that that day aligned. You know, that's always my second chance. You know what I'm saying? But you can't dwell in the past. You got to let it go.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. That's what I'm learning now. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Listening to your album and stuff like that, it kind of brought me back to Music Soul Child. When I was back in like the 12th grade and stuff like that, man, whole world changed around and stuff like that. Uh, just dealing with what I'm saying, certain females and learning my mistakes then, but learning how to, like you say, have an emotional um intelligence and stuff like that. I'm learning how to not react in the way that I used to with yelling and sending 1,000 page text messages and stuff like that, because your fingers hurt after a while. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
you
true. We
you
all
know
get our feelings hurt.
yeah, just what I'm
Some of us
saying.
just the first to admit
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah. I look at it as, man, life is therapy. You know what I'm saying? You can learn, what I'm saying, still hold on to the same old traits, but what I'm saying, at a point in time in your life, you got to learn how to, what I'm saying, change it and step a little better than what you're doing.
Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. So my thing is, man, the whole album is fire. You know what I'm saying? Not
Oh,
like,
thank you.
what I'm saying, Llama is my favorite one, but it's enough. I had uh my battery going dead on my dang thing. So my thing is, you got Llama, you have it was talking about loving you deeper in one song.
Deep.
Yes.
Mm.
Please. That song, I don't know what it is.
Deep.
I played it like 3 times a day. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, it's just that beat, it brings something out of me. And you was talking to me just like, so I was in the car. I had a whole concert in my car. If y'all ever see, I'm gonna hook a camera up one day and y'all can just ride with me and see what kind of, you know what I'm saying, reactions and stuff I'm doing to
Oh
this music,
wow.
because it's, I don't know, I feel like a rapper and a singer when I'm in the car, you know. But
I think you can do it. I think you can do it.
I sound like, you know what I'm saying, chalk on a chalkboard, you know what I'm saying? So
No, no, you don't. No, you don't.
but
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
um tell us a little bit about that song, because that's another one of my songs that I love
About
on this album.
deep. So deep came from. I'm not gonna say I was celibate. I had a mishap of being
Oh, oh,
celibate. You know,
oh,
it wasn't. I wasn't trying to be celibate, but you
oh,
know.
you grab that piece of hair back there, you trying to think of your snake. You're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say I was
Yeah, I wasn't trying to
Lord
be
forgive me.
celibate, but you know, that's kind of what was going on. So I had like, a moment, and I guess you could say we all got that one friend that we made, like, we want to move forward with, but the car is just not in your favor. Let's say
Hmm.
that. Okay. And so, and me being, I'm gonna be very transparent with this. As a woman, I could be a bit of, a nympho, if I'm sexually, if I'm with that right person. But just for that person, though, I could be a freak for 'em. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you said you can be a freak for you
Yeah, and
in the
your
night
girl
time.
like to get high. I ain't gonna lie
In
and
the,
say I don't, but you know what I'm saying. So
hey,
I just want him to hold my legs high. Get high with me, and us have our nice little time. But I want him to love me deep. And so I kind of related to being a fan. If you heard the song, it basically say, thing for you in my mind. I want you all of the time. I think I'm an addict, a frequent desire, irregular habits, a bit sporadic. My behavior is unmanaged because I don't know what I'll do for you. I be coming back, itching and shaking, no fleas, because I need that pipe indeed. I
hey,
know it's gonna aim to please, but it ain't no tease. It's gonna be a breeze. So come on, let's get high. Hold my legs high.
hey, hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey, look, that, well, hey,
Sexual desire. Yeah.
I don't know. It was just, I don't know. In my mind, you was sitting in like a dress and like these red gloves, and you were just singing. You know what I'm saying, to a mic from like the 1980s. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them old microphones, but you know what I'm saying. You had that finger wave in your hair. I was like, ooh. You know, like I said, I'd be in my own concert in my car. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's just the respect that I have for that, man. And I was just like loving you deeper. I felt like I was Wale when I was in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, where's this come from? You know what I'm saying? So uh,
Everybody
my,
want to be loved deep, though.
my br-
You want to
yeah.
be loved deep in a good way. I was gonna say in the worst way, but in a good way.
Some people like that. You know what I'm saying? The worst way. You know what I'm saying? The good
Yeah,
way. In between. You know, it's just the word is very bold. You know what I'm saying? So you can go in any direction that you want to go in.
definitely,
You know,
definitely.
and you picked it apart. You know what I'm saying? To where people is like, oh, you know what I'm saying? She want to be treated sexually, but you know what I'm saying? This is how she want to be treated as a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listen closely, and my words will tell you how I am.
But then if you listen to my second verse, I set the tone and let you know, like, goals and values.
Uh,
You
uh,
know,
what you
these
what
are
you
things
what
that
you
you could be discreet about.
what you say on the second verse? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody's listening, but there's a lot of people listening to what you're talking about. Cause you're breaking it down. You know what I'm saying? There's women in the back of class like, do that
I
shit, you
say
know?
temptations are tempting. good or evil, test or trials, goals or values. Love them and leave them, use and abuse them. I got my eyes on you. It's tempting to do what I do. Fire and desire. I blame that flame on you. Pure pleasure and pain. Love shooting up my veins with you. I can't refrain. Rick, I'm having withdrawals. Come on in. Yeah.
Let's get high, high, high.
Hold my leg.
For my legs, sexual desires. I was like,
Come
what?
on inside.
She had,
Legs open wide, oh wide, oh wide. Feel me inside, side, side. Thrusting me,
she had me
loving me
loving me deeper.
deeper. Loving me deep.
Hey, I'm just saying, what the song says it all. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't get the message and what she's putting down, you know what I'm saying, that train is gonna leave that station, and
Okay.
you're gonna sit there and look at it like, hey, Prissy was trying to tell me something, but I didn't pick up on it.
Oh,
Can I,
somebody asked how can I listen? Hi Paulette, how you doing?
Miss Paula?
Pauletta, how are you? You can listen on all platforms. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, wherever you listen to your listening pleasures, I'm there. My name is Prissy the Truth. That's PrissyThathatruth. That's Prissy the Truth.
I better say, go ahead and drop it down there in the comments. You know what I'm saying? So everybody can go ahead and snatch it up. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when you come across Hustle Man podcast, man, you come across some fire music. Just saying, you know, um, it's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? Explain yourself, how you do your music, because people want to know from the rooter to the tutor. You know what I'm saying? How you cook this thing on up. You know.
Most definitely.
Show this Sunday, y'all. Please come out. Yes, ma'am. I got you. We'll do that, Miss Paula. You know what I'm saying? Miss Mo that you know. Oh no, that's not her. That's not her. Miss Paula Washington. I'm sorry. She has a fashion show. She's
You
down on
said this
three.
Sunday.
Yeah, she said she's down on 301 in Fayetteville, North Carolina, man. One of
Awesome.
the greatest hairstylists. I gotta go see her shop and you know what I'm saying, get her interview. You know, shout out to Miss Paula if y'all need any hair, you know what I'm saying, tips or any hair done, you know what I'm saying, go over there and see her. She's
Awesome.
right there on the corner of 301. No, I forgot what her address is, but you know what I'm saying, we'll go ahead and she'll type it down in the comments. Type it down in the comments, Miss Pauletta, so people can know where to go ahead and go to your shop at. And I'll go ahead and grab it and put it in the comments once I go ahead and get off this live because I like how this live is going, man.
Most
Appreciate it.
definitely.
Appreciate it, Miss Prissy, for coming on here and you know what I'm saying, giving yourself
You're more than
as
welcome.
they should know who you are. Now, I'm gonna say, you know what I'm saying, your mother or your father and stuff like that. Who, you know what I'm saying, who was that person to go ahead and give you the singing, you know what I'm saying, aspect of your, you know what I'm saying, of your music abilities?
I want to say it was my mom. When I was younger, my mom, she sung in church, of course, and she used to play keys and things of that nature. But I got the gist of her singing more than, her doing, the keys and things like that. I think my older siblings got to see her do her thing often. I got to hear about it or whatever. Um, but I do know that she sung in church often, and my siblings, they could sing too when I was coming up, but of course they not singers now, and so I want to say I got that ability from my mama.
She get it from her mama, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying,
And I get it from my mama.
you
Rest in
know,
peace to my mom. Yep. So,
how was the relationship with you and your mother, if you don't mind me asking?
actually, me and my mom had a really great relationship growing up. She was a very tactful woman. She would let you know what her thoughts were. I don't remember her holding back. I've never heard her bite her tongue. I've always witnessed her telling, even if you was wrong, she told you where you was wrong and told you how to fix it, or things of that nature. She was a really good cook. I can say that. Our house was like the home where everybody came for food, to play cards and things of that nature. So I had a good relationship with my mom, even when I got older. She started, like, well, not started, but she used to gamble a lot. Like, she loved the casino and things of that nature. And I got into that with her, going to the casino, going to bingo,
Okay.
stuff like that. So we had a pretty decent relationship.
My thing is, you know what I'm saying, having a decent relationship with your mother, it goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to see her as a woman instead of as your,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, as your friend and
Right.
stuff like that, man. So I really dig that when, you know what I'm saying, women have a strong, you know what I'm saying, relationship with their mother, or learning how to, you know what I'm saying, go back and repair those bonds and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's not so much as um I would say forgiving, you know what I'm saying, but just learning how to move on, as you say. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I commend that for you having a great relationship with your mom.
Like, I think, as a mother, we don't, I mean, at the time, like me being a child, me being a mother now, I don't think I've always felt that my mama did everything right, but for me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like she did the best that she could. Let's say that. But she was a great mom. She always let me know I'm not your little friend. I'm not one of them, and she never treated me as a friend, even as a young adult. I was, hanging with her. I still was her little friend. I still was her daughter, you know.
Mhm.
So I think that's where we get it mixed up now. We friends with our kids, we hang with our kids, we chill with them and stuff like that. And that's when our kids run over us with that. Mine don't. I ain't going for that. But it's one of those things where you gotta learn. You mama. And now I notice that our age group, they want to be friends with their kids and things of that nature. It's okay to correct your kids when they wrong.
Yes, that is true.
You can't be their friend and be their mama. You can't. You gotta let them know, still remaining some of that same verbiage that your mama used to get you. I'm not one of your little friends, because they'll play up on being your friend.
Yes, ma'am. How do the kids take, you know what I'm saying, take you doing music? You know what I'm saying? Is that something that they love to watch you do, or is it something that your daughter and them tap into? Like, are they singers themselves?
Well, my daughter, she loves to sing. Um, she love what I do. My son do too. He love what I do, but I don't think music is their thing. But my daughter, she does love to sing, so she will do it. Like, she'll try it. My son, he want to try to do keys and stuff like that, but you know, he's still young. He's still learning. So, but he will pick up the keyboard and, Mama, can you hear me? I play this. Can you hear me play this? How they sound? Now, it don't sound right for nothing right now, but I feel like if I get him the training that he need, that he will eventually, catch on and do well. I'll shout out to Derek Dean. Hey, Derek. He on here too.
What
So,
up, Mr. Derek? How you doing, sir? But I look at it, man, you know what I'm saying? The kids are, you know what I'm saying, that what keep you driving on what you're doing, you know what I'm saying, with yourself. Um,
absolutely.
and I know just hearing, you know what I'm saying, the kids asking you, you know what I'm saying, can they play or can they sing? You know what I'm saying? Once they get older and get the training and stuff like that, that might be your band right there. You know what I'm saying? Your backup singer right there.
True.
So you teaching your kids what you love to do. So when you up there and you know what I'm saying, somebody ain't doing so good, you know what I'm saying, on one of your shows and stuff like that, you know how to replace them. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I got my son, he know how to play the keyboard. Hey, boy, come on over here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get this show to rocking and stuff.
Right.
Yes,
Go ahead
ma'am.
on. Go on, put on them keys. Go on, get there. Get the picking.
My thing is, how is your support with this music journey that you're on right now?
Oh, well, when we speak about support, we all gonna speak on family. One thing I learned is family is not the biggest supporters. They should be, but they are not. But I do have a crowd of supporters who do come through for Preach the Truth, and shout out to y'all. I really appreciate you guys, more than what you guys know. Um, there are people who do show up for me that are friends and people that I've grew to love as friends or great associates and things of that nature. But I don't look for support from my family. I just find the people who love what I do and go from there.
Yes, ma'am. I learned that too. It'd be the strangers that come up to you and be like, "Hey, man, I want to follow your stuff." You're like, "What? I want to sit down and
Yeah,
connect with you." What? You got how many followers you got, man? Yeah, I can hook you up with some people. You know what I'm saying? I like
that's
that.
true.
You know what I'm saying? So I know you as a singer and you doing dope music, you know what I'm saying? It comes a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? I want to collab. I want to, you know what I'm saying, give you free studio time. I want to just hear you sing, you know what I'm saying, for, you know what I'm saying, 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know
Right.
you probably get that. So I mean,
I
that
do.
right.
I get, I go to shows and stuff like that. Maybe people who just, oh my God, you phenomenal. I didn't, and I'd be like, thank you. Don't expect it. And they're like, I just want to follow your music. I want to, how can I connect with you? Things of that nature. And I just go from there. Oftentimes we don't look for certain things, and then all of a sudden, people just come out of the woodworks that you never would have even thought of. And so, that's where I show my appreciation. That's why I'm more grateful.
Hmm.
People who don't know me support me the most.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, look, that support be real. You know, it be the people that see you go all the time, you know what I'm saying, don't share, but when they see you out
Hmm.
proud or something like that, or they see you out in an event, they be like, "Yo, bro, I'm proud of you." You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say that it means a lot when somebody comes to you in person and say that, you know what I'm
It
saying?
does.
Facebook, you know what I'm saying, TikTok, Instagram, yeah, the likes and the comments and stuff like that, that means a heck of a lot because they get you, you know what I'm saying, further. But somebody see you in person, that's real genuine. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really where somebody is watching you. You know what I'm saying? And it just goes back to like, my hard work. Just because people don't press the like or the share button on my stuff, it's not being recognized. But somebody sitting back in their chair, like, you know what I'm saying, chewing on a banana. Yep, I like
Right.
that
You
right there.
see, I see them
Mhm.
views down there. That's where you go. You like, okay. I see them views. Okay, I see. Okay, y'all. Okay, somebody paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So, especially like when I'm on like my Instagram and things of that nature, because like I recognize my following, it just kind of grows on Instagram. When I'm like, these people just be coming at the woodworks, but my DMs be like, hey, I want to work with you. Hey, this and this, and I'm
Thank you.
like, and sometimes you don't know what to trust. Thank you so much. Sometimes you don't know what to trust, and it's like, dang, because all these people coming at the woodworks, they got 1.234 following. They got all this stuff, millions of followers, and you're like, who these people?
Hey,
They
hey,
like, we love your music, we love what you're doing. So, I just keep going for the sake of my kids and the sake of I just love music. You just keep going. That's what we do, Rob.
that's the best thing that, you know what I'm saying, that we can do. We peep stuff out, you know what I'm saying, and then it's just something that we can drop in the tank. But like, hey, I know, you know what I'm saying, people are looking now. So what else can I give them to stay irrelevant? You know what I'm saying? What can I do to stay on top of my game? And I know you have that game plan every day because you said you can prepare for tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
yesterday is yesterday.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying, you're staying on top of your game on anything. Your mother, you know what I'm saying, motherhood, businesswoman, you know what I'm saying, getting up to do what you got to do, and just for yourself, you know what I'm saying, that's where we're looking at it, and the support will come. So
Definitely.
I love stepping in the rooms, and you know and people like, hey, I know who you are, and you like, you do. I don't owe you no money, do I? And they be like, nah, fool. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I just I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? With people noticing who I am, but it's just a part of the hard work that you put in, Prissy. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that you put out here. You know what I'm saying? You make that timeless music where you don't give a dang about what people are going to listen to. You're just putting it out there. You know,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, because at one time, before I started putting it out there, I was harvesting it for myself, and people was like, "This music is so good." Like, wait a minute, why are we hearing this? Why it sound like it's supposed to be on the radio? Things of that nature. And to me, I still feel like I'm not where I want to be with it, but I also feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
yes, ma'am. Hey, look, I'm gonna say it like this, man. Big man upstairs is stuff that we want to do and stuff that we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? It really he's really putting us into a spot where it's like, okay, I see where you're going to. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this door back here where you're trying to be like you know, a businessman, you know what I'm saying, with two
Hmm.
companies. You gotta focus on one. You know what I'm saying? And I think this is where you need to be at this, you know what I'm saying, this entertainment thing, this getting yourself back into doing your podcast, talking to people, and using them tactics to get these stepping stones out of the way,
As you should.
so it can be a clear lane. But I understand what it means to have that support. You know what I'm saying? You got to dig deep, and everybody will see you in due time.
I trust that.
So let me ask you this question too, man. What's some good food down there? Because between North Carolina and Memphis, you know what I'm saying, uh they're talking about their barbecue and stuff like that. Where is that, what I'm saying, that good place?
Now, let me go and say this
I ain't
now.
putting you on the hot seat because you say something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You might have like 4 or 5 people at the door like, hey, fix it. I know you ate at my spot. Come
So
on now, girl.
Memphis, I love y'all. I do. I do. Memphis got some bum spots. It's so many food trucks out here. I want y'all to know the food trucks be busting. But ain't no better barbecue bummer than the one that come out the backyard. Okay?
Mm.
Okay. Let me just go on and say this. The best barbecue you want to get is gonna come out of somebody's backyard here in Memphis, all right? Now, I ain't saying that the barbecue spots ain't lit. There are some spots that's lit now. Finger licking good. I'm still an AR type barbecue type of person. You know what I'm saying? But the best ones come at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it real with you because it's some barbecue foods out here, okay? It's some cooking foods out here in Memphis. I'm gonna tell you, we got some hot spots where they got some really good food.
Well,
Where
yeah,
you gonna go in there and you ain't gonna be disappointed, okay?
yeah, because I need
I can say that.
I needed to
Now
know.
you
You
gotta
know what
view
I'm
the
saying?
city to know them spots though, Rob, because
Well, how long?
they
Well, how
not
long?
your they not your top spots. Like they ain't your
Well, how long do you think I need to be
like
out?
Capitol Grill, stuff like that. Now
How long do you think I need to be out there to catch? You know what I'm saying? Maybe at least like 4 spots.
I'm gonna say stay a week. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be found you a
Mm,
few spots. You probably ain't gonna want to get rid of them in a couple days. You gonna probably want to eat there about three,
mm.
four times.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. If grandma cooking, you know what I'm saying, some prime ribs in the back, you know what I'm saying, backyard, I need to go ahead and be there.
Right, or some fat oxtails or something. You gonna
Ah,
probably want to stay around a little longer.
you know what I'm saying. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. I might need to relocate. You know what I'm saying.
Okay, because the food, the wings, man, depending on how you feel about wings, there's so many wing spots that's lit. I don't know who to tell you go to.
Man, look. Um, one place I go for wings in town is one of my favorite spots that I go to is Dirty Myrtle Wings right there on Brad
Hmm.
Boulevard. You know what I'm saying? It's called Dirty Myrtle Wings. If y'all don't know, they having a 75 cent day. I forgot what day it is. Don't quote me on it, but look on their, you know what I'm saying, their page, and they can go ahead and have it on there. Dirty Myrtle Wings is having a 75 cent, you know what I'm saying, wing day. And it's coming up soon.
Dirty
So
Murder
yeah,
Wings. Y'all
yeah.
make sure y'all go check out the Dirty Murder Wing spot. Go get the best
Oh,
wings. In That's in North Carolina though, right?
right, it is.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So y'all ever come to Memphis? So I, I'm a Crumpets person. So
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna say I still think Crumpets got the best wings on this side of Memphis. And Debo's. Y'all go check out Debo's for sure. The best wings in Memphis between Debo's and Crumpets. I'm still a Crumpets fan, but Debo's be hitting too.
Yes, ma'am.
A
Hey, look.
wing guru, they all right. You know what I mean? You look, or at the house. Either or.
Jamila said my house. You know what I'm saying? She always, hey,
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie to you though. Jamila cooked some what is that joint? I don't know what it had in it though, but she cooked something. It was like some broccoli and some something that she threw together, and that joint was smacking though. I had like 2 plates of it, but you know what
Yeah,
I'm
my
saying?
girl can cook now. Don't
Yeah,
get it
you know what I'm
twisted.
saying? So
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be
she
good
she had
with
it
the
in there.
tea.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
gonna be good.
hey, I looked at her, she looked at me, she said, "What?" I said, "Don't give me this what." You know what I'm saying? Why ain't you tell me about this whole food extravaganza that you had about yourself?
That part.
No, she was like, nah, hustle. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't be really putting my cooking skills out there. I said, well, you should, Martha Stewart. You know what I'm saying? But, you know,
All
that,
right, mother.
you know what I'm saying? She was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I was like, man, look, you know what I'm saying? Plate sale, backyard. And that's what I'm saying. Like people that, you know what I'm saying, love to do what they do. You know what I'm saying? I like to feel every turn in the macaroni and cheese, you know what I'm saying? Because you took your time. It's not
Hmm.
stale and the cheese ain't, you know, I need my cheese pool.
Right. I
So
don't need to see how they. I see it online.
it's water and you can still see the milk in it. Now, wait a minute. Oh my God, my stomach just got.
Yeah, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Nah.
But but my thing is, man, noticing how to cook good and use ingredients and stuff like that goes a long way with music. Because cooking is just like music. You know what I'm saying? And the process that you do for getting into your, you know what I'm saying, making your albums and stuff like that. I know you say this out of relationships and stuff like that, but just, you know, give me that one song that got you noticed. You know what I'm saying? Starting off.
I wrote this song called "Vulnerable." Um, when I wrote that song, it opened a lot of doors for me. I was living in Dallas. I had moved from Memphis to Dallas. I lived in Dallas. Shout out to Dallas for putting Priest of the Truth on the map because that's really where um, things with my career really went up. Um, Dallas, Texas, kind of, they was Love Me a Girl. Um, and I wrote this song called "Vulnerable." Let them know vulnerable in this state of mind, vulnerable in this time. I was going through a lot. I had left my city, my family. My mom had passed. My family was into it. I wrote a whole song about the things that I was going through. And vulnerable. I talked to a lot of people that was like, I really can relate to that song. You know, and then it also talked about how I was with someone that I felt could relate to losing a mom. They lost their mom too, but they was abusive. And it was because I was vulnerable, in a time where I was going through, I wanted somebody to be there for me and they acted as if they was there for me, but they was being abusive in the midst of it. They
Right.
were verbally and physically, being abusive. And I have never really talked about this story, but I was arguing one night and my brother was arguing with his girlfriend and he is coming over to my house to kind of just, I guess like, to get away from his girlfriend. And I had a knife to the man's throat with the I'm gonna kill you. It's
Wait a
either gonna
minute.
be me or
This
you.
story just took a wrong turn. Uh,
No, it
we
didn't.
gonna
It
we gonna
didn't. It
we gonna
didn't.
edit we gonna edit all this because we don't need no evidence. I don't know if this case
Oh
is
no
open
no
or
no
not.
no no no
No, I'm
no no
just
no
playing.
no. So what I'm saying is that's how vulnerable came about. You
Okay.
know, because like it lets you know how could I let you play with my mind going through such a vicious time when I thought you was the one to ease my mind, but touching me was way below the line. You're worse than the problems that I've already had. If I could just turn back the hands of times, I would press rewind. Um,
Mm.
so in the song it's called Vulnerable. It's on SoundCloud. It's not like big out there. But I do have like a video on YouTube if you ever choose to go listen to it. It's called Vulnerable.
I want to say drop all that goodness in this mother loving chat so these people can go ahead and click on it and we can go they can go ahead and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we want to know, you know what I'm saying? I want to know deeper about who Prissy the Truth is. See how I did that, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna say nothing to nobody. You know, I'm a lyricist myself, you know what I mean? But uh
Yeah, you know.
you know what I'm saying? They want to know who Prissy the Truth is a little bit deeper than what they know is. You know what I'm saying? Because you can scratch the surface a little bit, but you know what I'm saying? It needs to go a little bit deeper than what the surface is. And then people
Yeah.
can understand you a little bit more. But I understand, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing of not no knife to nobody's throat, but just, you know what I'm saying, being being at it with somebody all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I don't at the stage and part about it myself in my life, I'm not on that level. You know what I'm saying? So if I gotta get to that level, you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna back away. Um
Yeah, but you know when you grieving, and that's why you when grief hits, there is a thing that we all need to do that's never talked about in the black community. Say that. I'll say that when you're going through grief, people grieve in different ways, and you become vulnerable to people when you've lost someone, and you think that everybody got your back, and you find out that people don't always have your back, especially when they say, "Oh, I'll be there for you." But you got to understand that when the people leave, it's just you. You get what I'm saying?
yes, ma'am.
And it leave you in a vulnerable state to accept anything that probably come your way because you're vulnerable and you don't know, and because you're grieving, you think everybody have your best interest at heart. You don't know what to trust.
Yes, ma'am.
You know.
So my thing is, how do you build from them vulnerable states that you've been in, you know what I'm saying, to get back stronger to where you need to be at? You know what I mean? Because I mean, sometimes it's hard to reminiscing, you know what I'm saying, about the cruel intentions that you had that towards that person. Now all of a sudden it's like, you know, you're piecing back yourself, you know what I'm saying? So you can go ahead and be able to stand and function in life. How do you bounce back from them?
Work on you.
Yes, ma'am.
You got to work on your trauma, your drama. What caused you to be in those situations too? You know, we often look at everybody else. You can't look at everybody else without looking at yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so you have to take a deeper look into you, dive deep into who you are, what you are willing to go through, what you need to heal from. And oftentimes we need to heal from childhood trauma. Uh, we think we trauma bonding with people that we come in contact with. We gotta heal us first. And once I learned the remedy of healing me first, then I've learned that I could deal with those vulnerable situations without going into anything just being vulnerable. I could just now float into it with a strong mind, you know, strong will. I got this. Nah, you ain't gonna catch me lacking or this and that. Now, don't get it twisted. I do have my days, where, I would want somebody there, or, I would, tackle it. But before I do that, I grab me,
You got
hold
me.
me,
Who said
hug
that?
me,
Yes,
you
ma'am.
know.
I said, you got me, Prissy. No, I'm saying.
Yeah,
Um,
I got you, but I'm just saying, I hug me first. I love on me first. I let me know that I love me. I know that I let me know that I'm enough. I know that I let me know I'm blessed. I know that my kids are blessed. I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I don't gotta walk this thing alone. I got my ancestors. I got, the man upstairs. I got the universe. I got my kids. I find other things to pour into. That's how I maneuver.
yes, ma'am. Hey, and that's the best way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Same way. You know what I'm saying? Want to find that person, but I'm always romanticizing about a person that I'm dealing with instead of getting to know them.
Mm.
And that's where I'm falling short at on relationships. I'm romanticizing. Shout out to my
Mm.
sister, you know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? D, you know what I'm saying? Getting 3D with Miss D. You know what I'm saying? She's coming back on Wednesdays. Lady that has a great, you know what I'm saying, mind on her shoulders, you know what I'm saying, is giving me, you know what I'm saying, advice from a woman's perspective, you know what I'm saying? And it helps me out just a little bit as a man, understand that, you know what I'm saying, you can't go throughout life romanticizing with people, and that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody there that much and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I chase them away because, I'm not getting what I want as per se. You know what I'm saying? I gotta learn how to step back out of that boot that I've been in, you know what I'm saying, to handicap myself
Mhm.
and step into a new line of swing of how I do things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Get to know this person first. You know what I'm saying? Understand. Go out on a couple of dates and stuff like that because you never know. You know what I'm saying? What you're doing with a person until you're really deep in with a person.
Right.
You
I think
know.
that's what people miss it at too, Rob. People don't like to get to know people these days. They don't want to learn you. They just want to bed first. No, learn me. Get to know who I am. Get to know what I like. And I think I read a status like the other day. Like I'm tired of telling people my favorite color. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite color. God dang. I
Yeah, I'm
got
tired
many
of
of
telling you my favorite color. So that means get to know me. And a lot of times men lack a lot of, not speaking for every man,
yes, ma'am.
men like, they lack learning a woman. You know what I'm saying? Instead of learning them, they want to think or compare them to other women.
Teach
Are you
me.
you do something similar to this other person? Is who you remind me of this person versus let me learn why you do that. Then so you can understand. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happens in with everybody now. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to learn you anymore. They just want to go to the bedroom. And so and not just men, some women just have made it so easy for men. It makes it difficult to learn the next individual.
Mm-hmm.
Cause you got women there like, shoot, I gotta test the D first to see if it's good for I deal with him.
Kind of ish is that?
And and it's like, okay, then so you gonna test the D, then the D ain't good because you don't really know nothing about him. Sex is only sensual and good when you really have a LinkedIn connection.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna
It
have
gotta be
to.
a connection. You know, when people don't understand it, they just want to hop in the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And go on,
But then
get what they trying to get and go on about their business. And then, oh, it ain't good or this and that. Well, you know why it wasn't good? You ain't had no connection with that person.
my phone is on fire right now, guys. You know what
Uh-uh.
I'm saying? she she is over here letting people know, you know what I'm saying, this is how you do it. You know what I'm saying? From Prissy to truth. You know what I'm saying? Laying it down and letting people know, like, look, you know, you can be it this way, but I want you to understand, you know what I'm saying, being this way with me can I'm listening, I'm picking up what you're putting down, you know what I'm saying? Like a
Because it's
car.
okay to learn somebody. I don't know why people feel like it's a problem or it takes too long or this. It's okay to learn somebody. Slow down. And a lot of times, that's when people hop into stuff, they just be hopping in. They don't know that person got a drinking problem. They don't know if that person got a drug problem. They don't know if that person did rape somebody. They don't know none of that because they done jumped head first. They
Mm-hmm.
ain't tried to figure out what that person like, what they dislike, and they show you all the signs up front. Everybody shows signs of themselves up front. It's just because we so into what we want, we forget about what we need.
Yes, ma'am. So I gotta ask this: where do you see yourself in 5 years with this music thing? You know what I'm saying? Once you get everything in order, you know what I'm saying, steady working on you, steady getting everything together for you. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you're at a point to really like go on tour, or do you feel like you're still wanting to do, you know what I'm saying, stuff in town just to get yourself right?
Well, so I have been offered tours. I have kids. And so I'm not going to say I let my children hold me back because I'm a mother first. My kids are young. So oftentimes I think about them, especially when I want to make a move for Priest of the Truth, me, myself. Um, I've been offered tours. I've been offered, bigger stages, different places. It's just, I get cooped up when it comes down to my kids because I want to make sure that I have the support 100% that I need when it comes down to my children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing that stops me from going on tour, but I'm not against it. I just, as long as that tour makes sure that my kids are covered, we can work that thing on out.
That's why. That's why. You know what I'm saying? I think you're at a point right now where if you go ahead and put out there your worth and people will know your work and stuff like that, you can go ahead and have somebody help you out with that. You know what I'm saying? That's just in the deck of cards because, not saying anything for nothing, but you know what I'm saying, letting greatness, you know what I'm saying, stay in the chair and just look at the opportunities pass it by. You know what I'm saying? Just a conversation with somebody or, you know what I'm saying, a family member or something like that would change the whole atmosphere. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't know how your support group is there with you and, you know what I'm saying, Memphis, but um these are your dreams, these are your talents, you know what I'm saying? Um,
Yep.
so I don't know. I just see, you know what I'm saying, something happening where you can be able to do so in a good way and they'll be in a good spot, maybe the summertime or something like that. But yeah.
Definitely 2026 is going to be bigger. I just want you to know I'm not against any of that touring and none of that. And I'm still, working in the city. So, but the goals are even bigger. 2026 is really the map. I got a whole plan, a full layout for how things are gonna go for the year 2026. So, um, just stay tuned. Trust me, it's about to get bigger. Starting with my first show is gonna be January 1st.
Mm,
Gonna be January 1st. With Prince DJ.
okay.
He's one of the hottest artists out, Southern Soul artists out as of right now. Y'all get a chance to go listen to Cut a Rug, and things of that sort. You will get a chance to see.
I was like, wait a minute, where did that hand come from?
uh, my son.
Ah, what's up, big man? How you doing today?
Huh?
I told him, I said, how you doing today?
Yeah. Say hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. He said, I just wanted to be seen, mama.
Yep.
He said, I'm your keyboard person, mama. But
Yep.
like I said, Prissy, man, tell everybody where they can find you at right now, man.
So you can find me on all following platforms. That's Prissy the Truth. That's PRISSYCHACRUTH. If you are on Instagram, it's Prissy the Truth underscore music. If you are on Facebook, it's Prissy the Truth. If you're on TikTok, it's Prissy the Truth. Everywhere you looking for me, you can find me as Prissy the Truth. Also go stream my album. It's called Prissy Volume 1. It's on all of your following platforms. There's Tidal, Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, anywhere that you got your streaming platforms, you can find me there. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. For sure, for sure. Make sure y'all go listen to the album. I guarantee you're gonna love it. I put a lot of work into it. You know, you can always write, let me know what you think. Send me messages. I do check them. It takes me time because I get a lot of messages daily, but I definitely do go back and check them and get through as much as I possibly can. So
Yes, ma'am. Hey, I gotta ask you this another question too before we
okay.
end. You know what I'm saying? If there was a kid or a woman that came up to you and they asked you for some advice about how to sharpen their craft, or you know what I'm saying, how could they get into the rooms that you're in, what advice would you tell them?
One, you gotta make sure that you are delivering. Make sure that the music that you putting out is worth it. Can't just put out anything. Like oftentimes artists just put out anything. They say anything just because they feel like the beat is fire. Make sure what you're saying you can give it to somebody else so that they can take it with them.
Yes, ma'am.
Make sure that your music reach other people as well. You want to make sure that you got your right crowd of individuals. Keep your circle tight. And network. We talked about this earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
Network with the right individuals. And sometimes you got to get to the little individuals to get to the big individuals.
Hey, that is the truth. You know what
You
I'm saying?
know, sometimes people think that, well, I ain't going to work with this person because this person right here is still at the bottom. But this person at the bottom might know somebody who at the top. They just ain't did what they need to do to get to the top. So just don't count out everybody, you know.
Amen.
So
Yes, ma'am.
definitely make sure that you in the right setting. When you putting out your music also, make sure you ain't putting out crap. Meaning like just your drafts. No mix, no master, just throwing your stuff out there. You wanna make sure that your music got a quality to it where people are able to listen, hear you. Um Also get you a plan. Cause I think everybody should know that when it come down to being in this music business, yeah, music is like what 10% of this business. The rest is business. Make sure you get into your copyrights. Make sure that your music, your lyrics are copyrighted. Make sure that you got your wave files. Make sure that your studio that you're going to got you covered. Make sure that you got your stuff in line. Get your business in order. And there's nothing wrong with artist development. Let me say that.
Speak
There
on
is
that real quick.
nothing wrong with artist development. You may not be the hottest thing on the map like you think you are. Get you some artist development behind you. I'm learning this for myself, marketing and promoting. Because I'm gonna say I can be good at marketing if I apply myself, Smokey, but
Yeah.
I do know that I lack in promoting consistently because of life does be life and sometimes. I think life for all of us these days. But um if we get more into promoting and marketing also, you want to make sure you're doing that. I didn't build up if I went on Instagram by not promoting and not, getting my music out there. You definitely have to do that. Now, that's a lot of work for one person. um, I would encourage people also too to get a team. I don't have a team myself, but I feel that a team is needed in this game because I do see that it worked for other individuals.
Yes, ma'am.
So hopefully that encourage some artists.
Okay. And my thing is, man, before we get off here, I want to give you your flowers because I give it to everybody on my podcast, male or women, male or man, you know what I'm saying? I say it like this, man. Thank you for being the person that you are, being open and vulnerable with people to let them know your true self. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a
Thank
lot of
you.
people out here that holds back on putting their true self out there. So you as a woman, that is big, you know what I'm saying, in these days and time, because people say they don't want people to know their business, but you know what I'm saying, for a true music artist and stuff like that, we need stuff like that. We need people to actually, you know what I'm saying, give a story, you know what I'm saying, like Slick Rick did, like, you know what I'm saying, Anita Baker did, you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, like the greats that came before you, you know what I'm saying, Kelly Price and everything like that, just to give a few. You are, you know what I'm saying, on a pace to do so. And like you say, apply yourself, Smokey, you know what I'm saying? And do what you got to do. Push through these hard times because we need that music.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. So I thank you for being that great artist that you are, ma'am.
You are more than welcome. Thank you as
Yes,
well,
ma'am.
right?
Hey, my lines are open. If you ever need to talk, you know what I'm saying, I'm here. That's what we do this for. Hustle Man Podcast is a safe place to not be judged at. So don't be afraid to be like, hey, Rob, you know what I'm saying? Been going through it. No, but just all seriousness, man. Thank you.
You're
And
more than
tell
welcome.
us any other big projects that you got coming out, any singles, anything that you write down in your handy dandy notebook, you know what I'm saying, so we can be looking out for it.
Well, so Prison Value One, I'm planning on 2026 promoting my album real big. I didn't get an opportunity to do it how I wanted to do it because I dealt with some medical issues with myself. But I'm coming back better and stronger coming up towards the 2026, and we're gonna do the album the right way. Make sure that we putting it out there and put it in y'all face so y'all can hear everything. I'm also back in the lab, so I'm working on new music. So be prepared for a new single coming soon.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready.
Also in 2026. So I'm still working, just because you don't see it all behind the scenes, I'm definitely working to put everything out there. So
Yes, ma'am.
just stay tuned. Make sure y'all watching, subscribing, liking, sharing, and making sure that y'all put me in everybody else's household so that they can be on Priest of the Truth too.
Yes, ma'am. Hey, look, man. Hey, man. Say, man. It's been a great interview, and it's been another great episode from Hustle Man Podcast, man. Hey, look. I love everybody. Thank everybody that came in here and showed
Thank
love.
y'all.
You know what I'm saying? Share the live. You know what I'm saying? Letting people know. You know what I'm saying? Run it back one more time. Prissy, this live right here will be on Facebook. I mean, yeah, Facebook. Some of the clips will be on TikTok. Some of the clips will be on my YouTube page. So
Awesome.
people can go ahead and run it back. So just know if you need to go back and look at anything that I said, you know what I'm saying? You got it right there.
Most definitely.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Thank you, Miss Prissy. I'll check you out later, baby girl.
All right.
Y'all have
Peace.
y'all have a good one.
Happy holidays to you guys.
Yes, ma'am. You too.
All right. Thank you.